Well, a rough start to the homestand. You know what? You wipe that away with a victory. That's what happened last night behind Jared Weaver. And tonight in Game 2 against the Oakland A's, the Halos try to make it 2 in a row. Hi, everyone, from inside the Big A. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas, along with my partner, Mark Gubicza. And we mentioned at the beginning of that homestand, the Angels offense struggled offensively against the Boston Red Sox. Terrific pitching. And last night they saw a very good pitcher by the name of Gio Gonzalez. But all of a sudden, the guys got their hitting shoes on.
Yeah, Victor, this nice relaxed approach. And we talked about the ability to try to go the other way. Go with the pitch. Don't try to pull the ball. Don't try to do too much. That pitch was down in the zone, and Vernon gets a base hit. This one, inner half of the plate, Kai Yaspo turns on it. But that's that swing we want out of those hitters. Going the other way. Bobby Abreu, Howie Kendrick going the other way, driving in 2 runs on this swing. They scored 5 runs because the fact is they were relaxed at the plate and went the other way. 5 runs in that entire series against the Red Sox. And you mentioned a great pitcher last night for Oakland. They scored 5 runs, got 8 hits, and of course hit a little bit better. Not great, but a little bit better with runners in scoring position. The bottom line is they relaxed at the plate and did what they could when the pitcher was on the outer half.
And while they did lose those first 2 games against the Red Sox, the Angels were in it, even though they faced some pretty good pitching. And tonight, we got a pretty interesting matchup, a battle of right-handers. One big, tall drink of water in Brandon McCarthy. The other, Tyler Chatwood on the hill for the Halos. Just about ready for baseball, so sit back and relax. We've got lineups and first pitch when we return. If you're looking to get more out of a new car, don't just go to an event. Join the movement at your local area Hyundai dealer. By Shakey's Pizza. Win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. And by CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. See the Halos out on the field wearing their red jerseys. Game 2 of this 3-game set against the Oakland Athletics. The Angels at 13-10 with their victory last night. A game and a half back of the Texas Rangers, who currently are losing to the Toronto Blue Jays in Arlington. This is the lineup that the Oakland Athletics will run out there. They're 3.5 back in the West at 11-12. Coco Crisp back at the top of the order. He's in center field. David DeJesus is in right. Connor Jackson gets his start. He's over at first base. Hideki Matsui, the DH. Kurt Suzuki doing the catching. Ryan Sweeney is in left. Mark Ellis, second base. Kevin Kuzmanov batting 8th and playing third base. And Cliff Pennington, the switch hitter, is batting 9th and playing shortstop. Taking on the right-hander, Tyler Chatwood, with a 1-on-1 mark and a 3.50 ERA.
Boy, he's done a tremendous job, the 21-year-old, as far as establishing his fastball. I think as he goes along here and he watches Dan Herron and Jared Weaver, he sees the importance of throwing that secondary pitch for his pitch, whether it's his very good curveball or mixing in his changeup. Can get a lot of ground balls when need be and elevate the fastball.
Let's take a look at the Home Depot doing more on defense for the Angels. In the outfield, we got Wells, Borges, and Hunter from left to right. In the infield from third to first, it's Callaspo, Ibar, Amarista, and Howie Kendrick at first base. Hank Conger back behind the plate.
And Amarista getting his first start. Very good to the glove side. Great range that way. Not bad on the backside, too, as far as the backhand. Strong arm, very good offensively.
You see him sporting the number 28, making his major league debut. 2009 minor league player of the year, and off to a terrific start at Salt Lake City. Coco Crisp shows bunt, takes a breaking ball down low. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Coco Crisp 3 for 4 last night. 3 straight 3-hit games. He's 9 for 14 over the last 3 games, raising his batting average to 281. Takes that pitch down and in. Chatwood falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes. Crisp with 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. A much better hitter from the left side than he is from the right. 359 against right-handed pitching. 080 against left-handed pitches. He lines one to the alley in right center field. A base hit. Borges cuts it off. The leadoff man is on board. Obviously got to pay attention to him because of his base stealing prowess.
That's the thing. He got caught stealing when he went by the base yesterday in a head first slide. And Eric Ibar did a nice job of keeping the tag on him. And again, Coco Crisp very aggressive as far as the stolen base, particularly early in the count. Chatwood is very quick to the plate also. This combination of Chatwood and Conger has been very quick as far as throwing out would-be base stealers.
David DeJesus, the right fielder at the plate. Step off, trying to keep Crisp honest at first. DeJesus last night 1 for 4, 240 average on the year, 7 RBIs. Quick throw over. Tyler making his 4th major league start. Took the loss in his first game in the big leagues against the Cleveland Indians. Then defeated the Chicago White Sox on April the 16th. And took the no decision against the Red Sox. Fastball is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes.
One thing you noticed there, he did that quick pitch. Learned from Dan Herron and even Jared Weaver as far as holding the ball. And next time, quick pitch. Not only you throw it off the base, but you also throw off the batter also. Because they're all about timing at the plate.
Callas went on the grass at third base. DeJesus not known to be a big-time bunter. There goes Crisp. The pitch is outside to throw down from Conger. It's on the shortstop side, and Crisp is out at second again for sliding through the bag. So you're getting no argument from Coco Crisp, yet Bob Guerin would like to argue the call.
Well, he had decent jump and not a great jump. Chatwood did a nice job as far as varying his times. See right there, the foot looks like it's going by the base again. That hard late slide, trying to keep the foot on the base and clearly out. Good call. I mean, there's no argument there.
Go back to last night. This is the same situation here. This one a little bit more deliberate, a little bit more of a late slide for Crisp in that one, sliding through the bag. But Bob Guerin still having a conversation with Jeff Kellogg out at shallow center field for no reason whatsoever. The base runner himself didn't think he was safe.
So Guerin has to make the long jog back to the dugout. One out here. And DeJesus with a 2-ball, no strike count.
Well, I like what Eric Aybar does as far as applying the tag and keeping the tag through the bases to make sure that base runner doesn't do that.
DeJesus pulls this one over to first. Howie's got it, waves off Tyler, 2 outs.
It's a huge pick-me-up, too, when a play like that made by your defense. You're a young pitcher. You have a guy with all that speed. Not only the possibility of stealing second, but third base is a possibility, too. But Aybar, nice job.
There's Connor Jackson getting to start at first base. Derek Barton's been scuffling of late. So Jackson gets an opportunity to get to start at first. He's played a couple of different positions, right, left, now first for Oakland this year. Hitting .282, no home runs, and 5 runs batted in. He looks at a fastball in there for a strike. Connor, a product of El Camino Real High School, University of California. 0-1 pitch. Fastball missing in. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. That one painted the inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2.
What a great location, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Connor Jackson is a guy that likes to get his arms extended. A fastball away here.
Missed outside at 95 miles an hour, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jackson, originally in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, picked up in a trade last year by Oakland. Chatwood has a full count now with Hideki Matsui on deck. Just underway. Coco Crisp, a leadoff base hit. It's thrown out as it came off the bag, trying to steal second base. DeJesus with the ground out. 3-2, chopped on the ground to third, and that is foul. Reset and do it again. Mentioned that outing against the Boston Red Sox, that no decision. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 walks. 1 was intentional, 3 strikeouts. Another 3-2. Missed just down low, and it's a walk. So a 2-out walk puts a man on for Hideki Matsui.
That's the thing for the youngster as he goes along here, figures it out as he watches the veterans and his pitching staff attack hitters when you get those 2 outs, finish them off. You don't want to let them have life after you get those quick outs, especially via the base on balls when you have an opportunity to work down and away, get a ground ball, get through the inning.
Here's Hideki Matsui, the DH. He'll look at a strike. Hideki was 2 for 4 yesterday, had a double down the left field line. Hitting .253, couple of home runs, 12 runs batted in. Short lead for Jackson over at first. The breaking ball in the dirt. Nice dig by Hank Conger. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nice job by Hank. Of course, getting the glove down there, but also shifting the body just in case it hit off his glove. The body was going to be able to smother that pitch.
Off speed pitches in there. 1-2. Amarista playing a couple of steps onto the outfield grass in shallow right field. Aybar shading Hideki toward the middle. Callaspo off the line at third. It's 1-2. Connor Jackson leading off at first base. This one chopped on the ground, foul at first. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels coming off that complete game shutout of Jared Weaver last night. 10 strikeouts.
Yep. Fantastic. Back-to-back complete games.
The A's getting 7 hits, 2 of which came in the 9th inning. We've now 6-0. Another 1-2. Breaking ball chopped On the first base side, Tyler's got it. Plenty of time with Matsui running, and that will end the inning. No runs ahead, a walk, and one left on. We hit at the bottom of the first. Angels coming up scoreless here at the Big A. Vernon Wells in that cleanup spot in left field. Alberto Callasco batting fifth, playing third base. Howie Kendrick gets to start at first base. Hank Conger behind the plate in the 7th hole. Peter Borges drops down from that leadoff spot to the 8th spot. He's in center, and Alexi Amarista making his debut in the big leagues, batting 9th and playing second base. Taking on the 27-year-old from Colorado Springs, Colorado, Brandon McCarthy.
Brandon McCarthy has changed his philosophy on pitching, now more of a sinker ball. He used to try to elevate his four-seam fastball, works down in his zone, 88 to 92. Still a very good curveball and a changeup.
Ibar takes a strike. 90-mile-per-hour fastball from McCarthy. Eric 1 for 3 yesterday, had a base hit. Hitting .343, no home runs, 2 runs batted in. This one rolled over to second base. Two-seam fastball, the sinker that we were talking about, gets Ibar for the first out. Defensively for the Oakland Athletics, Ryan Sweeney in left, Coco Crisp in center, David DeJesus at right. Alphabet soup on the left side of the infield. Kevin Kuzman off at third, Cliff Pennington at short. Mark Ellis at second, Connor Jackson at first, and Kurt Suzuki doing the catching.
Connor Jackson there at first base. He's bounced around. He's played some third. He's played some outfield, but settling here the first base position. A guy that very good as far as scooping the low throws. Pretty decent range at that first base position.
Bobby Abreu settles in at the plate. The DH hitting .241 with a home run and 7 RBIs. He'll look at a fastball in there for a strike. Bobby was 1 for 4 last night with a double and a run batted in. The double is 4th of the year. And it brought in the Angels' 3rd run last night. That pitch just off the plate. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Veteran umpire Mark Carlson calling the balls and strikes tonight. Tim Timmons at first. Jeff Kellogg at second. Eric Cooper is at third base. Breaking ball is low. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. McCarthy, 30 innings of work this year, 27 hits, 20 strikeouts, and only 3 walks. The pitch is just outside. It's 3-1. He's a guy that, as he came up through the White Sox organization and pitched with the Texas Rangers, always a straight over the top delivery for him. Fastball, big curveball, but drop down the arm angle a little bit, get some sink on the fastball as Bobby fouls this one back. And it's a 3-2 count.
It's a little bit like John Garland now, working that same arm angle too, as far as working down. 3/4 delivery allows him to have better sink on the fastball.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the first. Here comes the payoff pitch. Bobby lifts one foul down the left field line and out of play.
This arm angle right here, you get a real good view about it. Normally when he was straight over chop, more four seam, but at that 3/4 deliveries, it allows you to get on top and work your wrist action, pronate, to be able to have that sink action away from lefty batters.
This one rolled to the right side. Connor Jackson with the dive. He'll flip to McCarthy, covering 2 outs. So with 2 outs, nobody on. Torrey coming to the plate. And we'll take a look at our Hyundai key to the game.
Oh, let's go a little Bruce Springsteen, born to run. McCarthy, a tall pitcher. When you get some base runners, not particularly fast to the plate, about 1.4, which is a fairly slow time to the plate. And of course, the outfielders, Dino Ebel has said they will challenge the outfielders. Ryan Sweeney, a pretty strong arm in left, but the other outfielders cover a lot of ground, but not necessarily above average arm, so they will attack as far as running that and taking an extra base.
First pitch of Torrey is a fastball in there for a strike. Hunter was 0 for 2 last night with a couple of walks. 196 for the average, 4 home runs, 12 RBIs. Breaking ball back toward the middle. Tough play for Pennington. Nobody's going to get it. It actually was picked up by Mark Ellis. I think once it hit that backside of the mound, it kind of skidded on the grass. Once it did that, really no shot whatsoever. It's an infield base hit for Torrey.
It looks like a rocket, though.
Yes, it does.
They'll take that. When you're struggling to get some at-bats, get some hits, doesn't matter how it goes through there. As long as you get yourself a hit, and then all of a sudden the momentum and the confidence comes back for you.
Man on for Vernon with 2 outs here in the first inning. 1 for 3 game last night. Vernon hitting 174 with a home run and 4 RBIs. The Angels racked out 8 hits against the Oakland A's yesterday. All 8 coming off Gio Gonzalez. The bullpen was pretty good for Oakland. Fastball on the outside corner, 2-seamer. 0-1. Percy, Wirtz, and Blevins, 3 scoreless innings of relief. Gio Gonzalez giving up 5 runs, 4 of which were earned. He took the loss. 0-1 pitch. Breaking bat roller to third. Kuzminoff picks it up with the glove. The transfer as well as he's retired for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs a hit, and the Angels leave a man on. 1 of the books, scoreless here at the Big A. Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And buy Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants. Top of the second, beautiful sunset here in Southern California. No score. Kurt Suzuki to lead things off here against Tyler Chatwood, who gave up a base hit and a walk in the first inning, but no damage done. Facing 5, 6, and 7 for the Athletics, Suzuki, Sweeney, and Ellis. First pitch fastball is in there for a strike. Kurt Suzuki last night went 0 for 3. His average of 239 with a home run, 3 RBIs. This one pulled, and it's past Callaspo and into left field, a leadoff base hit. And with that fastball on the inside part of the plate, Suzuki turned on it. Second consecutive inning in which the leadoff man is on. Brings up Ryan Sweeney.
They turned on that fastball because it was elevated up around belt level. They get the bat head through and hit that through for a base hit. Right on top, more of a four-seam fastball to create better velocity. Not as much sink on that one.
Sweeney gets a start tonight in left field. He came on as a defensive replacement for Josh Willingham. He looks at his strike, ended up getting a couple of plate appearances last night, went 1 for 2. His 5th start of the year. 250 on the season. 1 RBI. He's got a couple of doubles, 1 triple. 0-1 pitch. It's a little bit high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think for a left-handed batter, though, Sweeney will hit in a lot of double plays. Rolls over that sinking fastball away. You get a ground ball in infield, you have a good chance of getting 2.
Off speed, pulled over to Howie. He's got it, flips it to Ibar for 1. The relay back to first. Nostradamus calls it, and it happens. 2 outs.
Nice play by Howie. Nice turn. Gets off the bag quickly. Feels he knows he has some time, but the ball's hit that well. Over to Ibar, the easy 3-6-3 double play.
2 outs, nobody on for Mark Ellis. His second baseman went 0 for 4 last night. A little bit of a slump over his last 12. He takes ball 1. Mark's average down to 207. 5 RBIs. Fouls this one off to the right. You know, we have seen from Tyler Chatwood, even beginning with his first major league start against Cleveland here, is that as he continues to get into a game, the better he seems to get, which is a great sign, especially for a kid who's just 21 years of age.
He gets comfortable with his other pitches, whether it be the curveball. You see him mixing in a changeup even earlier in the game here, and his fastball with better movement.
This one chopped over to Callaspo to the backhand, long throw across. Tyler Chatwood gives up a base hit in the second, gets that double play ball and a ground out. We head to the bottom of the second, scoreless. The second, Brandon McCarthy, a very easy first inning. 3 ground ball outs, gave up that infield base hit to Torrey Hunter. Callaspo looks at a fastball for a strike. Roberto picked up a double last night, his third of the year. 1 for 4 night. Hitting .299 with a couple of home runs, 7 runs batted in. Takes that pitch down and in. That'll leave it to count at 1-1.
Well, he has to create a good angle to have that sink on the fastball. Yep. Rule of thumb against sinker ball pitchers, anything starting at the knee, you have to let it go because they're going to go out of the strike zone, bring them up, it flattens out, and it becomes hittable.
Drops the breaking ball on the outside part of the plate for a strike, 1-2. McCarthy was a 17th round pick by the White Sox in 2002. Got traded to the Texas Rangers. Part of the John Danks deal. That fastball catches Callaspo on the inside corner. First strikeout of the night for McCarthy. There's out number 1. That'll bring up Howie Kendrick, first baseman. Low risk signing by the Oakland Athletics, just $1 million deal to Brandon McCarthy after spending all of last year at AAA Oklahoma City. Had 3 stints on the disabled list dealing with a shoulder problem. That pitch is in there for a strike, and that's been the problem for Brandon McCarthy over the last several years. Varying degrees of injuries.
Always had the talent, averaging over 7 innings pitched a game so far this year. Very, very consistent as far as his starts.
Pitched in only 11 games last year, made 9 starts at AAA. Was 4-2 with a 3.36 ERA, and then signed with the A's in the offseason. 1-1 pitch to Howie, and that is upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kendrick with a multi-hit effort last night, 2 for 4. Couple of runs batted in. Now second on the team. RBIs with 11. This one rolled over towards short. And Kuzminoff, probably a bad idea. As Howie heads to second base, and it's going to be in there. It's going to be they're calling it a 2-base error. No, they're calling it a double. Okay.
That's one of those plays too. Yes, you're aggressive as a third baseman. If you let that go, Pennington's in perfect position to make that play. That strong arm go off the end of the glove. You can never fault anybody's effort, but you also got to know where you're at in the infield. And Howie right out of the batter's box senses that, picked it up, cruised in there for a double.
Love the fact that he never peeked up whatsoever until he heard the roar of the crowd. And that's when he realized better pick up the baseball. Ends up at second base as Conger pops up the first one on the third base side. Kuzminoff near the railing, and he'll make the catch. 2 outs. Folks, as part of our Fox Sports Supports charitable initiative, we are proud to wear these pins during the 2011 Major League Baseball season to support Stand Up to Cancer and their work to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. For more information, please visit standuptocancer.org/Fox Sports. That pin almost kind of, you can't even see it with that tie. Camouflage.
Go for those contrasting colors.
No doubt. Peter Borges takes ball 1. Borges 1 for 4, hitting .299. A couple of home runs, 8 runs batted in. 1 for 4 being last night. Saw Peter kind of peeking out of his left eye to see where Kuzminoff was at third. Fastball just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. This one off the plate. Kuzminoff better just put it in his pocket. Infield base hit. The Angels have runners at first and third for the very first major league plate appearance of Alexi Amorisco.
Boy, right off the plate, no chance. Smart decision by Kuzminoff. Try to see if he can catch Howie rounding the base at third. And Howie picked up Dino. Stay right on the base as he got around there on that infield hit by Borges.
There's Alexi making his major league debut. Listed at 5'8", 150 pounds. He's from Venezuela. He saw every level of the minor leagues last year. This year was off to a terrific start at Salt Lake City. Takes that fastball down and in. 14 games at Salt Lake City this year, .455 average, a couple of home runs, 16 runs batted in, and 3 stolen bases. Saw quite a bit of Alexi as well as Gene Segura during spring training. 1-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A lot of speed throughout this lineup today for the Angels when you think about it. And Maurice at that 9th spot. You got Borges 8th, Ibar, and Howie Kendrick, Bobby Abreu. A lot of speed.
Borges back in. Alexi spent some time at Rancho Cucamonga last year, Double-A Arkansas, as well as Triple-A Salt Lake. There goes Borges. The pitch is lined down the left field side. That is a fair ball heading toward the corner. Sweeney tries to cut it off, does so, but Borges does not stop running. A 2 RBI double in his first big league at bat, and it puts the Angels up 2-0.
Talk about speed, scoring 2 runs this inning. The ball off the glove of Kuzma off at third, a chopper off the plate, and a nice approach by Marista here on the pitch away. Of course, to get to keep that first major league hit, not only gets a hit, gets a double, and drives into. That's a pretty good debut. That's a pretty good pitch, too. This is a great piece of hitting. Staying back on that, going the other way. Sinking fastball, nice job, but great base running too by Borges to come all the way around and score. He was stealing on the pitch anyhow, scores easily.
And Sweeney having to deal with that wall down the left field line as Ibar takes a curveball in for a strike. And I say that because with the speed of Amarista, if that ball ricochets whatsoever off that concrete below the padding there, gets by him, Amarista does not stop running. Ibar grounded out to second his first time up. Takes that pitch down by the shoe tops. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Tell you what, when you face this lineup for the Angels tonight, there's not a lot of room for error. You got to try to throw strikes, and if the ball's put in play, that speed game should certainly come into play tonight for the Angels.
Amarista with a huge lead at second. Ibar rolls over that breaking pitch and fouls it. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Mike Scioscia before the game about Amarista, he liked his approach at the plate. Yes, he's got a good backhand, solid defender, but he likes his offense too. You see why.
One, 2. Ibar lifts one out towards shallow right center field. De Jesus with the call and the catch. That will end the second. The Angels get a couple of runs of the first major league hit. Alexi Amarista's career is 2-0 Halos. Single, Alexi Amarista with a 2 RBI double. First pitch to Kevin Kuzminoff is a fastball from Tyler Chatwood on the outside corner for a strike. Kuzminoff, Pennington, and Crisp here in the third for Oakland. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Kuzminoff was 0 for 3 last night, hitting .215. A couple of home runs, 9 runs batted in. Would have been interesting to see had he not fielded that ball or made an attempt on that ball. You would think that Cliff Pennington, the shortstop, would have been hollering at him. He had the better angle to try to throw out Howie Kendrick at first base.
It's amazing how that inning unfolded. It could have been a routine second out.
Tyler overthrowing that fastball, missing outside. It's 3 balls and a strike. A little stumble after releasing that pitch. And a 3-1. This one's pulled foul. Full count now. All right, who's your pick to click today? And it cannot be Alexi Amarista.
Why not after that swing?
Absolutely not. You weren't going to pick him.
I would go with Hank Conger, not only because of what he'll do behind the plate defensively. I think he's a good matchup for McCarthy. He popped that ball up the third for that out last inning, but he's going to get him at some point during the game.
3-2 upstairs, and that's a leadoff walk. So the first 3 innings here, the A's have had their leadoff man on, Coco Crisp, but Kurt Suzuki via the base hit, and now the walk to Kuzminoff. The second base on balls issued by Chatwood. No strikeouts. Brings up Cliff Pennington.
I think the toughest thing at times, Victor, for a young pitcher is to trust yourself, is that it doesn't matter if it's in the big leagues or in A-ball. If you make your pitch, you're going to get even the best hitters out. So you want to be out there challenging guys. Trust your movement. Don't always necessarily try to hit a corner. Go middle part and work down with sink.
Pennington pulls this one into right field, a base hit. Kuzminoff will stop at second. Torre gets the baseball back in. And a lot of fastballs, a lot of four-seam fastballs up in the strike zone here in the early going against Tyler Chatwood. 2 on, nobody out for Coco.
And you don't want to fall into patterns of that first pitch or going to four-seam fastball certain spots. You saw that last night with Jared Weaver, how good he was as far as never giving the hitters a good look, whether it's going to be a changeup or a BP fastball, 92 fastball, curveball, slider, but different angles in different locations.
Crisp 1 for 1, had a base hit his first time up, going with a changeup there. It's down low.
Boy, it's certainly not an easy guy to double up here, so you're thinking lines if you can get a pop-up in the infield. Boy, these runners, he might be up there bunting. You never know, because Coco can handle the bat very well.
Missing up and away. He's fallen behind here. 2 balls and no strikes. Time is called. Beach ball down the left field line. Chatwood trying to get that shutdown inning after the offense put 2 runs on the board in the bottom of the second. Kuzminoff at second and Pennington at first. There's a strike, 2-1.
That's some pretty good stuff. 2-0. Challenge with a fastball at 93, but it's the movement and location.
One on the corner, 2-2.
See Conger really motion him with that glove, giving that target of trying to make sure he keeps that fastball at knee level, not elevating that fastball if he can.
2 balls, 2 strikes, looking for that first out. Crisp takes that one just off the plate. That's a full count.
Well, that's a pretty good spot with that fastball. Just off the plate, though, but it gives the hitter that illusion that he's going to go right back out there. And this time, you're more apt to swing at that pitch if it's close enough to the plate.
Payoff pitch. This one broken bat roller towards short. They get the lead runner at first. We're not going to get Coco Crisp. A hard slide at second by Cliff Pennington. So they get 1 out as Crisp reaches on the fielder choice, and the way Pennington is wincing. He may have done something to his left arm or wrist.
Certainly doesn't look comfortable running back to the dugout. It's almost like he hit his leg.
But you know what? I wondered, and that replay just cut it off at the very end there, if Amarista on the turn after he threw the baseball, if he spiked the left hand. That was the brace arm. And now apparently something might be wrong with Coco Crisp at first base. Bob Guerin looks like he's looking toward the bench. Is Coco tapping the left leg? Let's go back to that second base. Watch Pennington's left arm. Braces it, trying to go in for the slide, but after the throw here, you kind of lose the focus. But the hand, and see how the spike comes down, and you wonder if the hand got stuck underneath the spike there. Coco Crisp is going to be lifted here. And that's a big blow to this A's offense because Coco's just been on fire.
You can see that whether it's a quad or a hamstring.
Yeah.
But it's been an issue for Coco, and when he's healthy, he's such a dynamic offensive player, and of course a great center fielder as far as covering a lot of ground. But just trying to stay in that everyday lineup has been a challenge for him.
That's Derek Barton pinch running for Coco Crisp. And you see it looks like Pennington's got that left hand wrapped up. So one out, runners at the corners, and here's David DeJesus, who looks at a curveball in there for a strike. DeJesus grounded out to Howie Kendrick in the first. He's 0 for 1. And for Pennington, better that it's his glove hand than his throw hand as DeJesus rolls this one foul. Snowball is 2 strikes. Pretty aggressive slide, by the way.
Very aggressive. Late slide.
Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball down low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kuzminoff led off the inning with a walk with the second on the base hit by Pennington. And now stands at third on that fielder's choice. Barton having to tighten up the spikes.
Yeah, definitely got a spike in the hand.
One-two pitch in the dirt. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. A couple of options, I guess, with Bob Guerin. You could put Connor Jackson out in the outfield. DeJesus could shift over to center. Probably Sweeney to right and Jackson to left. Once we get word on Crisp, we'll forward it along. 2-2, 1 away. DeJesus chops one off the glove of Chatwood. They flip to second. They get the lead runner, and that's it. The run scores. It is 2-1. DeJesus gets credit for an RBI as he reaches on the fielder's choice. But there are 2 outs now.
Well, where Ibar was playing, that might have been a double play. Well, there's one where you could feel him step right on the base and throw over the first base. But again, the reaction as a pitcher to try to get the glove on it.
Here's Connor Jackson. Walked in the first inning. Breaking ball is outside. A lot of pitches thrown by Tyler Chatwood here in the third. 46 total pitches. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. Nope, it misses inside. 2 balls, no strikes. The command of the breaking ball is not quite there for Chatwood in this start, at least not here in the early going.
Yeah, but still you have to fight your way through. They get better command. You got to use that as much as possible. At least show them that pitch and throw them off your fastball. A lot of times in between innings, you get 6, 7, 8 pitches to warm up. That's where you try to work on the snap of the breaking ball as much as possible so you can use that during the game. It's a very important pitch. You cannot live on the fastball alone.
Jackson hits one well and deep to left field. This one is going to be gone. A 2-run home run for Connor Jackson, and the A's are up 3-2.
Again, put yourself in a count where you have to challenge with the fastball. It ends up being a fastball that's up on the inner half, and Connor Jackson didn't miss that one. Only missed up, but missed location on the pitch because he's looking fastball. You can afford to look fastball for a hitter in that spot and let it go. Bottom line is for Tyler, he's got to get back and throw in that first pitch strike.
First home run of the year for Connor Jackson. Now with 7 runs batted in. Matsui takes down low for ball 1. Hideki, little bouncer back to Chatwood in the first inning. She's 0 for 1. Oakland not known to be a home run hitting team, just their 11th of the year.
Tyler missing with 3 pitches in a row by a lot.
Yep.
Where you got to step off the rubber, walk around, take a deep breath.
Three balls, no strikes here on Matsui. Kurt Suzuki on deck. Delivers a strike, took something off. So Oakland responds here in the 3rd inning with 3 runs. Lead off walk to Kuzminoff. Strike 2. Payoff pitch. Matsui breaks his bat and loops one out to shallow right, and that's going to fall in there. Matsui shatters his bat, but it falls in for a base hit. The inning continues here for the Athletics, and Suzuki coming to the plate. 4 full counts for Tyler Chatwood here as we play with 2 outs in the 3rd.
We came with another fastball. Matsui turning that front hip to be able to try to drive it. Shatters the bat. Still strong enough to be able to get into the outfield for a base hit. You mentioned all those full counts. It comes down to that lack of trust in your stuff as a young pitcher going against major league hitters. The reality is he's got great stuff, but you have to get ahead of the count. Again, behind the count again, 1-0. Just trust it. Trust your stuff on the mound is such an important phrase for a young pitcher.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Suzuki takes down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Kurt Suzuki had a leadoff base hit to start the 2nd, but was erased on a double play ball. He's 1 for 1. This one out towards center field, playable for Peter Borges. And he'll make the grab to end the inning, but Oakland scores 3 times. The capper, Connor Jackson's first home run of the year. Into the bottom of the 3rd. A's lead it 3-2. A's are going to have to make with Coco Crisp out of the game. David DeJesus shifts to center field. You see Derek Barton, who was the pinch runner for Coco, takes over at first. And Sweeney, who was in left, is now in right field. Bobby Abreu to lead things off takes a fastball up and away. So in the outfield for Oakland, you got Jackson left, DeJesus in center, and Sweeney in right. Strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bobby. He grounded out to first in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Abreu, Hunter, and Wells here in the third against Brandon McCarthy. Bobby showing bunt, takes the off-speed pitch.
Well, that baseball had some serious movement.
Yeah, it did.
When it started up around his letters and dropped to below the belt. He's creating a great arm angle to have sink on that pitch.
He's ahead of the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bobby takes that pitch inside. Almost like a cut fastball. It's 2-2.
That's the one thing. If you're going to live by that sinking fastball, you're going to have to throw something inside to a left-handed batter to keep him honest. Otherwise, they're going to start hitting line drive after line drive back up the middle.
Breaking ball looped toward left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Cutting it off is Connor Jackson. Leadoff man is on board for the Halos. Brings up Torrey Hunter.
Curveball under just a bit. The bottom line is when you're staying out in that plane all day long, left-handed batters can look out over the plate and hit the ball that way.
You know, the difference for Brandon McCarthy on this breaking ball versus what he had in Texas and or in Chicago, because of that arm angle, it's more slurvy than that Snapdragon 12-6 curveball that he had troubles throwing for strikes. As Torrey fouls one back just above us. It's no balls and a strike.
That's why you never see it when you hear sinker slider guy. Because of that arm angle 3/4, it's very difficult to have a real good curveball. That's why most times sinker balls will have a slider as compared to a curveball because of that different angle for your wrist.
Abreu is back. We're being told that Coco Crisp departed the game due to left quad tightness. Oh, 1 pitch to Torrey. It's a fastball low. 1 ball, 1 strike. McCarthy got to the big leagues in 05 with the White Sox. Had 10 starts there, was 3-2 with a 4.03 ERA. And then pitched out of the bullpen pretty much all of 2006. 53 games there before getting traded to Texas in 2007 or prior to 07. Good throw over there.
And you wonder if the reason why he's changed the arm angle to not only to get better movement on the fastball, but to alleviate some of the discomfort in the rotator cuff area. It's great going straight over the top. Certainly he's always had good stuff.
Yeah.
Just hasn't been able to stay healthy.
1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. He's been on the disabled list every year since 2007, at least one time. Much different guy than I remember of the last couple of years. Abreu with a pretty good lead at first. Nobody out here to third. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball hit well to deep left field, chasing Connor Jackson back. It's over his head. One hopper off the wall. Abreu will be stopped at third base. Torrey in at second with a double.
Well, we're talking about sometimes that little cheapy type hit gets you rolling. Here, another breaking pitch that is up, especially after a couple of nasty sinking fastballs. You sped up the bat of Torrey Hunter by throwing a breaking pitch. Boy, it spun middle part of the plate. Torrey was able to jump all over, getting his first double of the season.
The Angels with runners at second and third. Nobody out for Vernon Wells. And shockingly enough, that is Torrey Hunter's first double of the year. Came in with 4 home runs. Oakland playing their infield back. Vernon takes the breaking ball in for a strike. Wells shattered his bat in the first inning, grounding out to Kuzminoff to end the first. He's 0 for 1. A 1 pitch. Fastball gets by Suzuki. Here comes Abreu. This game is tied.
That's a pitch most times you see Kurt Suzuki able to block that ball. Very good defensively. Plays a ton of games for Oakland. Just kind of took a stab at it with the glove instead of shifting his body. Usually he's going to make that play, but the ball got by him. A break for the Angels. Not only a tie it, of course now Torrey at third.
That's one of those that gets charged to the pitcher, but really a catcher's mistake. It's a wild pitch, allowing Abreu to score, and Torrey heading to third. Infield still back. There's the 1-1. This one chopped foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, that's the pitch you look for Vernon to hit the ball to right field. They're going a 2-seam fastball away. Very, very difficult pitch to be able to pull. He stays back and drives that ball to right center field. We'll get good results.
One, 2. This one shot down the right field line. Sweeney giving chase, and this one is fouled into the seats. The count remains at ball and 2 strikes. This one back toward the middle, off the hand of McCarthy. Torrey's going to come in to score. Vernon will reach on the infield base hit. The Angels back on top 4-3.
Well, that reaction, normal reaction for a pitcher trying to catch with your bare hand, never going to be a good result. First of all, you could hurt your hand, your throwing hand, but also a lot of times it will deflect off your hand and ends up being a base hit. More than likely would have probably got up the middle anyhow. Going with the bare hand. Never, pitchers do that a lot, but never do it. And above all, first pitch when you come back, there's a little sting still in your hand. That's the ball you can jump on right away.
Alberto Callaspo steps in now with Vernon over at first base. Picks up his 5th RBI and a quick throw over there.
One of the pluses that Vernon had a couple good swings. We said making that adjustment, going inside out, hit a ball to right field foul, then hit that ball up the middle. After trying to turn on that sinker earlier away.
Yeah, I like about the approach just in general with 2 strikes. Just trying to put the ball in play. Infield's playing back, get the RBI. Even if you end up making an out. Vernon takes off, they pitch out. Double clutch by Suzuki, and Wells is out at second. First stolen base attempt for Vernon. He's gone down. First down here in the 3rd.
A pretty good recovery, too, by Suzuki. He did double clutch. Again, that wasn't exactly the easiest ball to be able to handle on a pitch out because it had sink and down. You want that ball elevated around shoulder level.
Callaspo lifts a lazy fly ball to left. Connor Jackson is there. 2 outs. And the Angels Freedom Plan starts at just $50 and allows you to enjoy the freedom of 10 ticket vouchers to use however you choose at over 60 Angels home games. Use your vouchers at 10 separate games or use all 10 at once. Buy your plan today at angels.com/mini-plans or by calling 888-796-HALO. Here's Howie Kendrick shooting one toward the alley in right center field, tailing away from DeJesus off the wall. Howie's going to try to stretch it into a double. He is in there. 2 for 2 tonight, 2 doubles for Howie Kendrick.
We're now giving him 13 extra base hits in this season. Finally getting that swing back again. We talked about that on the pregame show, going to right field once again. But this fastball was up. Ran over the middle of the plate and did some great damage. Rockets it off the wall. Good hustle there, particularly when you got 2 outs. Want to take that chance. The ball so hard it went right back to center fielder right there. He was able to get that in quickly. DeJesus, an opportunity at second.
Man in scoring position for Hank Conger. He looks at a fastball for a strike. Hank popped out on the first pitch he saw in the second inning. Foul territory to Kuzminov, so he's 0 for 1. It is 0-2. McCarthy with 1 strikeout, no walks. He's allowed 8 hits. The first 2 2/3. Little flare out to shallow right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit and an RBI. 5-3 Angels.
Yeah, nice approach there to try and protect. Trying to count 0-2. Most flares in the outfield are going to be elevated pitches. Try to come back in with that fastball inside. Hunter did a pretty good job of tucking in his hands, at least getting a good part of the bat to be able to fight it in the outfield for a base hit and RBI.
Well, the 9 hits allowed here by Brandon McCarthy matches a season high allowed by Brandon. He did that on his second start against the Minnesota Twins up at Target Field. Ended up allowing just 2 earned runs in 7 1/3. Here he's allowed 9 hits through 2 2/3.
Well, it's nice to see the offense respond right back after Oakland took the lead 3-2. In the top of the third, the offense comes right back with 3 in the bottom of the third.
Geiger with his 8th run batted in. Stands at first base. Here's Peter Borges on an infield base hit in the second. Scored a run. So his bunt offers at it. It snowballs at a strike. And why not? If Kuzminov is playing behind the bag at third, even with 2 outs in this situation.
He's a speed guy.
Absolutely.
If he's at second, it's a different story. But with Hank Conger at first base, you put him in scoring position.
And it brought Kuzminov in now on the grass at third. This one shot down the right field line, tailing foul into the seats. 0-2.
You remember what Rod Carew told us that one day when he came up and talked to us about the fact is this the threat of a bunt brings the corner infielders in and then gives you the ability to be able to hit the ball by them because the reaction time is much quicker for them.
Oh, 2 pitch outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I feel like McCarthy's having a tough time finishing off hitters even when he gets 2 strikes. Trying to muscle up on that sinker or overthrowing that curveball at times.
Breaking ball tapped up the third base line but foul. The count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 24 pitches thrown in this inning by Brandon McCarthy. The Angels have come through too with men in scoring position. They're 4 for 6 here in the early going. Another 1-2, and he got him swinging with a high fastball. That will end the inning, but the Angels retake the lead. They get 3 runs on 5 hits, 3 in the books. It is 5-3 Halos. pitcher in Angels history to throw a complete game shutout. Jared Weaver last night. 6th complete game, 3rd career shutout.
That's too easy. I'm going to go away from my man, Deep Chance. I'm going to go Frank Tanana.
Okay. Ryan Sweetie, Mark Ellis, Kevin Kuzminoff here. Chadwood evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Sweetie 0 for 1. He grounded out into a double play in the 2nd. That pitch missing outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, if there's ever been a time to throw that shutdown inning right here at 0 for Tyler to go out and attack that zone.
They can't seem to locate that fastball. Falling behind here, 3 balls and 1 strike. The A's have had their leadoff man on the first 3 innings. First 4 innings, as I rephrase. 3rd walk issued by Chadwood. Here comes Ellis.
And the big thing is when you see your offense respond like that, you're going to see that phone ringing pretty quickly, because that's what your manager wants to see out of you. After your offense responds back for you, gives you that lead once again to be able to go out and throw up a 0, but not to fall behind right away and walk the leadoff hitter.
Francisco Rodriguez looks to be the first man up. There's a strike. I mean, there are nights that starters may feel great. Just doesn't carry over from the bullpen in. Location changes, and you can't seem to figure it out. That's up and in.
Sometimes it's the oddest feeling. When you're down in the bullpen, you're warming up. You walk off that mound in the bullpen and think, you know what, I have a chance at a no-hitter tonight. Next thing you know, you go out in the mound, you've given up 7, 8 hits in the first 2 innings. And then there's other nights down in the bullpen, you feel, I'm not going to get an out.
Like you have dead arm.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you look up, you're in the 9th inning, you're cruising along.
Chopper foul, 1 and 2.
I think what it comes down to is the dynamics come out where you have great stuff in the bullpen. Sometimes you don't have that concentration as you leave the bullpen, and vice versa. When you don't have your good stuff, every pitch you're concentrating trying to hit your spot and make quality pitches. It's that happy medium in between you try to be able to take out there each and every night.
He's ahead of the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Ellis, who grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd. 1-2, chopper right back to Tyler. Flips up first, second, and on the relay, not in time. The throw just did pull Ibar over to the shortstop side of the bag, and that little readjustment cost him the opportunity to turn the double play.
Yeah, that was a play. It almost looked like it was designed for maybe the second baseman supposed to cover on that one. Marista was a little bit closer, but the right-handed batter hitting, most times the second baseman will cover on that play. Again, as a pitcher, you look back, communication's an important part of it.
So he fouled off into the first base seats. No balls at a strike here on Kevin Kuzminoff. They do get the lead runner. So Ellis over at first base with 1 out. Kuzminoff drew a walk leading off to 3rd and scored a run. No official AB for him. This one chopped over to 3rd, and that is a foul ball. No balls, 2 strikes. Any motivation for you as a starting pitcher when you see the bullpen early in the game like this? See some action going out there to kind of turn things around?
You better do it quickly, because at that point your manager has lost patience for you as far as throwing strikes. If you give up ground ball base hits, the manager's more apt to let you try to fight your way through. Eventually one of those ground balls is going to go at an infielder.
Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice job by Hank. He fires to first. Ellis back in there.
But if you walk batters, particularly leadoff ones, after you score some runs, the patience is gone.
Kuzminoff with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. And he got him with that sinking fastball. Down goes Kuzminoff. First strikeout of the game for Tyler Chadwood. There's out number 2.
And that one came in at 94 miles an hour. Good downward plane on that pitch, too. He's a guy that utilized that drop-in drive from that back leg to utilize every bit of strength he has in his lower part of his body to give that good arm strength.
Cliff Pennington steps to the plate. He singled to right field his first time up. Looks at that pitch down low. Ellis still over at first base, not taking a very big lead. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Mentioned earlier that Oakland will run. They are 4th in the American League in stolen bases with 19. Coco Crisp, however, has 8 of those. Pennington has 4. Crisp out of the game due to tightness in his quad. Coming out after his second at bat. This one popped up. Ibar drifting out. Now comes in a couple of steps, makes the catch, and the leadoff walk does not come back to haunt. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Angels still on top 5-3.
Drove in 2.
Leading things off here in the 4th. Looks at a fastball for a strike. Amarista, Ibar, and Abreu. AAA. Here to start the 4th against Brandon McCarthy. Kuzminoff playing in on the grass at 3rd. Lifts this one out toward left center field. De Jesus moving to his right. Makes the catch. There's out number 1. Let's go back to our AT&T trivia question for this evening. Who was the youngest pitcher in Angels history to throw a complete game shutout? My man has gone with Frank Tanana, and it was 20 years, 89 days back on September the 30th, 1973 against the Twins.
Well, how much fun must that have been if you were a hitter when you had to face Tanana and Nolan Ryan in back-to-back games? Lefty about, what, 96, 97, and a righty 101? There's a lot of hamstrings being pulled, I would imagine, during that series.
That would have been a pretty decent lineup, too, wouldn't it have, for Minnesota?
You would think. Carew's got to be in there. Killebrew. Oliva.
1-0 pitch is down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Eric's 0 for 2. A grounded to second, a fly ball to right. Two-0 pitch. This one pulled to the right side. That's a base hit. Ibar with his first hit of the game. 10th for the Angels against Brandon McCarthy.
Well, it's good to see the hitters throughout this entire lineup starting to get some good swings. I figure now 10 hits. That was the norm there for a while on that road trip. They won 5 out of 6.
Hey, the guys that we mentioned, none of
them were in line.
None of them were in that lineup.
I don't blame them. When you got a lefty throw 95 or 96, you don't really feel good either. I needed a day off, Coach.
But it was September 30th, so
Yeah.
probably a lot of call-ups. Not taking anything away from you, Lefty.
No.
You had some serious fuzz when you got to the big leagues.
Oh, yeah.
But Steve Bry, Danny Thompson, Eric Soderholm, George Mitterwald, Craig Kuzic, Mike Adams, Glenn Borgman, Jerry Terrell, former Royal.
Yes, it was.
And Dan Monson. Here's Bobby Abreu with a 1-0 count.
All the other fellas said, hey, that's good. I'm ready to go home.
They went into shutdown mode.
He said, wait a minute. He's a young pitcher, a 20-year-old, throwing 97. I don't even know if he knows where it's going. I'm going to take the day off.
Minnesota got 2 hits in that game. You know who got the loss? The Hall of Famer, Burt Blyleven.
Burt Blyleven.
Yep.
Wow.
Paying close attention to Eric Ibar.
Jim Cott on that team?
That's a good question. It would seem to make sense.
Still surprised he's not in the Hall of Fame myself. I think, what do you have, 16 straight Gold Gloves, over 280 wins in his career.
Count is even now. 1 ball, 1 strike. But the same could be said for, when you start talking about that kind of stuff, Tommy John.
Even had a surgery named after you. You know you're good.
I guess that's one way of looking at it. One pitch, they pitch out, nothing's happening. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, that's the second pitch out for McCarthy. Threw down around the ankles of Suzuki. And when you throw a pitch out, you want up around shoulder level. That gives you the catcher a better chance to get that transfer from glove to throwing arm.
Hey, and all the guys we did mention were on that team, so they just shut it down that day.
Don't blame them.
There goes Ibar. The 2-1 is down low. The throw from Suzuki is not in time. A stolen base for Ibar.
Well, I like the aggression throughout this game so far. 3rd stolen base on the season for Ibar. Even though Vernon Wells got thrown out, just putting the pressure on and taking that extra base. And the baseball's been hitting the outfield.
Three balls and a strike. Torrey Hunter on deck. 1 out here in the 4th. Bobby takes down low, and there's a walk. First issue by McCarthy, and only the 4th that he's allowed this season. The Angels have 2 men on. Torrey 2 for 2. Infield base hit in the 1st inning, doubled over the head of Connor Jackson in left field in the 3rd. His first double of the year. 5th extra base hit. Swinging the first pitch, chops for the 3rd. Backhanded by Kuzman off. Nice play, and they will double up Torrey Hunter to end the inning. No runs to hit, 1 left on, 4 to books. 5-3 Angels. Will include Taio Cruz, Dierks Bentley, Ludacris, Mercy Me, as well as Neo. If you want information on those concerts, dates, tickets, everything, just go to the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com/concerts.
I can't wait.
You and Luda?
Yep. Dierks too.
Derek Barton foul tipping that pitch. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Barton, a pinch runner in the 3rd inning for Coco Crisp in his first plate appearance of this evening. He went 0 for 4 last night. 0-2 fastball, just missed inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Barton overall, 205 average, 6 doubles, 4 runs batted in. This one bounced over to Howie Kendrick as he waves off Chatwood, and there's the first out. First leadoff man that Tyler has retired in this game.
Bottom line is he attacked the strike zone there. Got ahead of the count, expanded his zone, a fastball in to just miss at 94, then finish off with a sinker. Get a ground ball out. Trust that movement.
DeJesus takes that pitch down low. He's 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice, picked up an RBI and a run scored in the 3rd. That'll leave an account. DeJesus picked up an offseason deal with Kansas City. Then Mazzaro, the pitcher, starting pitcher, going to Kansas City, along with Justin Marks, as this one's bounced over to Howie. Almost an identical ground out, that of Derek Barton. 2 outs.
Now it's time for Coors Light cold, hard blast, the pride of the San Fernando Valley. Connor Jackson from El Camino Real turns on that fastball inside, head of the count. At that point, put Oakland up ahead. And since then, the Angels have come back and taken the lead. That was a Coors Light cold, hard blast.
Halo struck first with 2 in the 2nd. Oakland answered with 3 in the 3rd inning. And in the bottom of the 3rd, the Angels dropped their own 3 spot on there to retake the lead. Chatwood getting ahead at no balls and a strike. This one bounced toward the middle. Ibar comes charging in and to his left. And Jackson is retired. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Tyler Chatwood. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Angels still up 5-3. McCarthy having given up 10 hits, 5 runs. He has 2 strikeouts, 1 walk as Vernon lifts the first pitch. Breaking ball out toward right. Ryan Sweeney is there, 1 away. Angel fans, log on to foxsportswest.com/angels for all the latest team news, including Joe McDonald's column on Vernon Wells. Be sure to cast your vote today. Who has the best starting pitching in the American League West? Angels, A's, Mariners, or Rangers? Just go to foxsportswest.com/angels. Well, if you're just looking at the numbers, as Alberto Callaspo steps in, the Angels starters, Alberto takes down low, 11-6 and a 3.13 ERA. Oakland starters 9-6 with a 2.37.
The Angels starting rotation may get a little better real soon as Yoel Pinheiro bounced back real strong. Mike Scioscia told us today that his last 10 pitches of his rehab assignment at 5 2/3 yesterday were the same velocity at the very end of that as he had in the beginning part of the game, and that's not an easy place to throw in high desert with that wind.
Fastball pulls out but foul. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
He said he's going to throw a bullpen session tomorrow if all goes well, possibly be part of that rotation on Saturday.
And that's kind of what we talked about last night as we were just speculating on our own with Pinheiro making that rehab assignment, a rehab start up in high desert for Inland Empire. But there is that possibility as Alberto fouls that one back 2-2 that Jared Weaver, whose next scheduled start would be Saturday, could get an extra day, pitch on Sunday, with Pinheiro getting the start Saturday.
Mike Scioscia's always been a guy that was, when his 5-man rotation is set, if there's an off day, he doesn't generally skip anybody, so he gives everyone that little extra day. And at this time of the season for Jared, after back-to-back complete games.
Breaking ball lifted out to right field. There are 2 outs.
That more apt to give him an extra day is Pinheiro. And he was talking to us today, joking around, even though it was a difficult time up there at Inland Empire with the wind as far as working on his secondary pitches. But he's real happy. He feels good. That's a good sign. And I'll tell you what, knowing him and what he's told us, he wants to get back out there as quick as possible.
We asked him how the wind was up at high desert. He said it was blowing out to right. And I said, really? Hardly ever blows out to right there.
Remember you said he was warming up in the bullpen. He almost got blown over by the wind before he even delivered the baseball. But got 71 pitches in it, which was important.
2 balls, no strikes on Howie Kendrick. 2 for 2 with a couple of doubles. And 2 runs scored. If that is the case, that would make it Santana, Pinheiro, Weaver against the Rays Friday through Sunday this week, if the Angels decide to make that move.
I think when you think about a bullpen session, generally guys just try to work on stuff. Pinheiro will have a power bullpen, see how his arm reacts. And of course, Ervin Santana, again, getting back to that good arm slot for his pitches. When you think about it, when all these guys get on a roll, I don't think there's a better 5-man rotation in the game.
Agreed.
Especially with the youngster Tyler Chatwood and his ability to have his power sinker down, and if he starts feeling more comfortable with his curveball.
Count remains at 2-2 as Howie fouls that one back. The Angels are expected to bring back Scott Downs at some point.
I think Friday, as he builds up his strength.
That would be the earliest. 2-2. Howie fouls it back. So a couple of moves upcoming here for the Angels, if everything continues to progress as we think it will. Another 2-2. Another foul ball off to the right.
Boy, pretty good job of Howie just protecting. That was a pretty nice breaking ball. Just fouled it off.
Pitches now thrown by Brandon McCarthy as we play here in the 5th. 56 strikes, a couple of strikeouts, 1 each in the 2nd and 3rd innings, 1 walk. This one toward the middle. Pennington dives, has it. He's not going to have a play. Howie Kendrick has himself a 3-hit game. A 2-out infield base hit.
Pretty nice at bat too for Howie. A tough breaking ball he fouled off, and gets a pitch he can hit the ball hard, hits it up the middle. Pretty good pitch there too. Fastball outer half. Gets that ball back up the middle. Pennington did all he could, but there's no way you're going to be able to get up, even with that strong arm that he has, and throw out Howie.
2 outs and a man on for Hank Conger. Picked up an RBI base hit his last time up. Swings the first pitch here and fouls it back.
I think he was trying to make it 7-3.
Trying to validate your pick to click.
Yeah.
Pulls this one foul into the dugout on the first base side. It's quickly 0-2. Two foul back. The Halos with 2 runs in the second, 3 in the third. A 3-run third inning. It's the first 3 or more runs in 1 inning that the Angels have had since that 15-4 game against Texas. They scored 5 runs in the 7th inning, 4 runs in the 6th of that game. Inside 1-2.
McCarthy's certainly a strike thrower. 87 pitches, 60 in the strike zone.
One-two pitch inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now he takes off the 2-2s. Bounced foul. Kendrick heads back over to first base. What you're not seeing here over the last couple of innings against Brandon McCarthy is kind of what we saw in the first inning. Out in front, rolling over sinkers. Easy ground ball outs. Just flipped over to first. Now he's back in there. And while he has had his share of infield base hits that he's allowed, hasn't fooled many guys. You saw a couple of swings early on thinking, oh, this guy's like almost a Pinheiro type of start. A lot of ground balls, a lot of easy ground balls.
Changed in approach, laying off that pitch. It starts at the knees. Because if you're a sinker ball pitcher and you're throwing that fastball at the knees, there's no way it's going to stay in the strike zone. You're doing him a favor by swinging at that pitch. Take it, get yourself in a fastball count. Then he's forced to throw a four-seam fastball, a truer pitch, and that's going to be elevated.
Two is popped up behind the plate and it'll find its place in the seats. Howie was not running on that pitch. As you see the pitch count now from McCarthy at 90. There goes Howie. This one's hammered to deep right field. This one's got a chance. Sweeney is back off the wall. Kendrick rounding third. He is going to score. Hank Conger will stop at second with an RBI double. 6-3 Angels.
Boy, super quick hands for Hank Conger. Talking about turning on a pitch, a good at bat. Fastball. And that's a nice swing. Got to put that hands through that baseball. Not quite enough lift to be able to get it out of the yard, but certainly did some damage on that wall in right field.
It's the 5th extra base hit for the Angels in this game. A 2 RBI game for Hank Conger. He's got 9 runs batted in. Here's Peter Bourjos. 1 for 2 with a base hit and a strikeout. This one out toward right center field, and that's going to get down, split the alley, all the way to the wall. Watch Peter Bourjos run. Not going to stop. It's going to be an RBI triple. Seven-3 Halos.
Okay, that ball is in right center field, and he stands at third base on the triple. Most people have to go head first slide into there. I mean, the outfielders did a nice job. But that's right to the wall. Well, he knows it right away. He's thinking triple. There's no doubt in his mind. Again, how he cuts the corner of the bases is so effective for him. Shortens up the distance between base to base. Wow.
13 hits allowed. And still no action in the A's bullpen. Here is Alexi Amarista. Looks at a strike. That's 3 straight. 2 out hits. Now they start to get some action. Craig Breslow, first man up. Howie Kendrick with a base hit. Hank Conger with an RBI double. Peter Bourjos RBI triple. And it's 0-2. That'd be kind of cool if he left the yard right now. Because then you'd go single, double, triple, home run in order.
You see that often. He might do it. Hang a curveball like that, he's got a shot right down the right field line.
0-2 pitch. In tight. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. But he started off the inning, and I'm talking about McCarthy here, rather easily. Getting Wells with an easy fly ball to right. Kayaspa on the breaking ball, fly ball to right. That big battle against Howie Kendrick, which resulted in an infield single, started it. Amarista inside outs, one over to short. Pennington will fire onto first, and the inning comes to an end. But not before the Angels tack on 2 more on 3 straight 2-out hits. 5 in the books, 7-3 Halos.
Freeze cam, Coco Crisp, back-to-back games, head first slide, has a stolen base, but doesn't have a stolen base. As the foot goes off the base, and Eric Ibar keeps the tag applied and gets the out. That was our Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
I like that description.
Yes, thank you.
Has a stolen base?
No, he doesn't. No, yeah.
Tyler Chatwood.
He out.
Had his first 1-2-3 inning in the 5th inning. Starts off Hideki Matsui in the 6th with a fastball up and away. Oakland setting up Matsui, Suzuki, and Sweeney here in the 6th inning. The Angels up 7-3. This one's fouled off to the left. 1 ball, 1 strike. Godzilla 1 for 2. Little bouncer back to Chatwood. Had a base hit in the 3rd. Never since that phone rang in the bullpen to get Francisco Rodriguez up, Tyler Chatwood has been a little bit more locked in. 1-1 pitch. That's down low. 2 balls and a strike. Tyler with 1 strikeout, 3 walks, 5 hits allowed. He had solo hits allowed in the first 2 innings. And gave up 3 hits, 3 runs in the third. 2-1. Just missed inside. It's 3 balls and a strike. Considerably different strike zone tonight with Mark Carlson behind the plate than that of Eric Cooper last night.
And Matsui did Chatwood a favor by swinging the pitch out of the strike zone there. See if Chatwood can right back in, power that sinker down. Preferably on the outer part of the plate.
Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Matsui chops it toward the middle. Ibar was shading him toward the middle. Gets rid of it quickly. They get Matsui for the first down. Hideki hustling down the line, trying to sniff out a base hit.
Got down there pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
But that good scouting and the shift here. Well, that's on the second base side of the base. But nice play by Arbo. It's nice to have an arm like that to be able to come through, not only field it, but a strong throw across the diamond to get Matsui, who was running pretty good down the line.
Kurt Suzuki looks at a fastball for a strike. Chatwood now has thrown 89 pitches, 49 strikes, 40 balls. Suzuki 1 for 2 with a base hit in the second. Curveball in the dirt. Cisco is back up and playing catch.
4 straight ground ball outs for Chatwood.
Just below the knees. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. He's retired the last 6 in a row. Three balls and a strike with Bryant Sweeney, the right fielder, on deck. And he walked him. That'll bring up Sweeney. Hey, the Angels have a great ticket special for tomorrow against the Oakland A's. That's a 4:05 start. Dan Herron, by the way, is towing the slab against Tyson Ross. Fans can save 50% off ticket prices in select seating locations when using the password AB50th at the Angels Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. For more information on seating locations and to purchase those tickets, just log on to angels.com. Mike Scioscia is coming out. That means Tyler Chatwood is coming out. He'll depart with a nice round of applause here. Didn't have his best stuff, but he departs with a 7-3 lead.
Loco. Get into El Pollo Loco today and try our delicious Baja-style fish tacos with classic Baja or spicy avocado sauce. Only at El Pollo Loco. And by Time Warner Cable.
Pitching change here at the Big A with 1 out of the 6th inning. They're in and out, who's in, who's out, with the Halos up by the score of 7-3. Tyler Chatwood is out, and it's Francisco Rodriguez on in relief. He'll come on with 1 out. Kurt Suzuki over at first, and he'll face the left-hand hitting Ryan Sweeney. Francisco, no record of .426 ERA, pitching in his 7th game. 6 in the 3rd inning, 7 hits, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents hitting .269 against him. Last came into the game against the Boston Red Sox. Gave up a run on 2 hits in his 1 inning of work. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Tyler Chatwood still responsible for Kurt Suzuki at first base with 5 1/3, 1 strikeout, 3 walks. Probably 4 walks. 5 hits, gave up a home run.
He can still make the pitch when he needs to, but his curveball a little inconsistent today. But overall, great job again, once again. Granted, you got to step back and think, okay, this is still a 21-year-old learning at this level. He's barely pitched at all at the AAA level. But for me, this kid is going to be a great big leaguer, and I think he deserves to be up here the rest of the season. He's got that type of stuff, and he's very competitive, and Mike Scioscia loves the way he competes.
This one towards third. Callaspo bobbles it. He'll flip on to second base, and they force out Suzuki. Suzuki was kind of hung up between first and second. Wasn't sure if Callaspo was going to make the catch. Tried to play the shortstop. If he comes up with a clean lead, it's a possible inning-ending double play, but they do get the lead runner. 2 outs now. And Mark Ellis stepping up.
Boy, Francisco with good movement on his fastball, too. Just like with Tyler Chatwood and Jason Bolger, when you compete with that fastball, 93, 94, trust that movement, and then all of a sudden your secondary pitches become that much better. But when you have a power fastball, you have to throw strikes and get ahead.
Breaking ball is outside. Ellis 0 for 2 with a ground at a third and a fielder's choice in 4th. You know, we went to commercial once Tyler came out, and I said didn't have his best stuff, and that's probably not accurate. He had pretty good stuff. He just could not control it. Location was not very good today.
Exactly.
A lot of deep counts, a lot of hitters counts. But stuff-wise, the velocity was there. He missed. When he missed down and really away from left-handed batters. Made that one mistake to Connor Jackson when he elevated that fastball. But again, he was pitching from behind there.
Boy, and that pitch he threw to Kuzman off a 94-mile-an-hour fastball shows you why the Angels are so high on him as far as ability and upside.
Rodriguez falling behind here. 3 balls and no strikes to Mark Ellis. Three and 1. Sweeney's not going anywhere at first. Very short lead for him. Tyler had 7 3-ball counts, 5 full counts. But still a chance to pick up a W. The Angels on top 7-3. 3-1 pitch. This one hit sharply but foul. Making sure Mike Gallego, third base coach, is paying attention over there for Oakland.
He's always had good hands. And I don't think you want to field that one. You want to get out of the way.
Howie drops back behind Sweeney. He'll be off of the pitch with 2 outs and a full count. Just got a piece of it. Sweeney will head back to first. Oakland with 3 runs on 5 hits. They've stranded 3. The Angels 7 runs, 13 hits, and 5 men left on base. 6 extra base hits for the Halos. Another 3-2. This one lifted in the air to right. Playable for Torrey. He is there, puts it away. Nothing doing for Oakland. We hit to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Angels, Tyler Chatwood still up 7-3. Upcoming schedule. Off day on Thursday. It's a travel day after that 4:05 start tomorrow against the A's. 3 in Tampa, then 4 against the Red Sox up at Fenway Park, then return back home on May the 6th. A 6-game homestand, 3 against the Tribe. Weren't they just here? And three against the White Sox.
We'll be done with Tampa twice.
I know. The schedule's whack.
We'll be done with the White Sox too at that point. The Angels don't go back to Chicago anymore.
Done. 1, 2, and 3 due up for the Halos here to 6th. Ibar, Abreu, and Hunter. Ibar shooting one out to shallow center field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Eric with his second hit of the game. We were wondering between innings here, not only between ourselves, you see Brad Ziegler warming up. We even asked the guys next door, Glenn Kuiper and Ray Fosse, the television voices for the A's, why Brandon McCarthy's even still in this game. Now having allowed 14 hits.
Been a lot of flares here and there, but 14 hits is 14 hits.
Yeah.
Early in the year.
98 pitches now.
That's one of those things when you're on the mound, when you've given 14 hits, you're just thinking, okay, I don't really have an issue if my manager takes me out at some point because I'm just going to keep giving them up. Even when I make a quality pitch at this point, they're still getting good passes at me. They're still finding a hole.
Yep. Abreu's 1 for 2 with a ground out, a single and a run scored. He's also drawn a walk. The only free pass that McCarthy has issued. That's down at the dirt. Gets by Suzuki. It goes all the way to the screen. Ibar is in at second on the wild pitch. Second wild pitch of the game against McCarthy.
Well, that fastball had a ton of movement on it. Very difficult pitch to get any part of your body to be able to block that. Tried to shift the body over and hits the shin guards and shoots away.
Halos tonight 5 for 8 with men in scoring position.
This will make 7 for 16 in this series as compared to 2 for 22 in the Boston series.
He falls behind here on Bobby Abreu. 3 balls and no strikes. Torrey on deck. Vernon Wells to follow. 3-1.
We should look back. How many times do you think Bobby Abreu has swung 3-0?
We saw it once this year, right? In Kansas City?
I think he did.
It's out on the road.
I think it all depends on the game.
Breaks his bat here and fouls it off.
Very nice of him, too. That way the bat boy doesn't have to reach down and bend over to pick it up. It's started in place to walk off. But I think in that point of the game, it was a tie game. It was extra innings, right? When he lines of one swing, give him the lead on a home run. Thankfully, that bat went into the grass.
Yeah. Three-two pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. There's out number 1. So Bob Guerin's going to make a move here. You take a look at the replay. McCarthy picks up his 3rd strikeout. Odd circumstance to pull a guy, but hey, that's why we sit in the broadcast booth. Pitching change. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Angels on top 7-3. 70 years of legendary heritage. Back out here at the Big A with one out of the sixth inning. A pitching change for the Oakland Athletics. Brad Ziegler comes on in place of Brandon McCarthy.
Brad Ziegler's a guy that's not overpowering, very deceptive delivery. Fastball 83, 87, curve, slider, and a changeup.
Brandon McCarthy, 6 1/3, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 14 hits. That's the most hits he's ever allowed in a game in his career. His previous high was 10 hits, and that was against the Angels back on April the 4th of 2007, right here at the Big A. Torrey Hunter at the plate. Eric Ibar at second. Torrey lays off that first pitch, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. McCarthy responsible for Ibar. Scoring position. Here's the 1-0. Torrey takes a strike. The 7 runs allowed by McCarthy, all earned. Ties a career high. He allowed 7 against the Oakland Athletics May of 2009 as a member of the Texas Rangers. That's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Those are career highs you really don't want to have.
Yeah.
You can avoid it on the mound.
Two 1. Got it in. 3 balls and a strike. Torrey, a 2 for 3 game, a single, a double. A double play ball. He's also scored a run. 9th game for Brad Ziegler to see Vernon Wells on deck. Ziegler 7 1/3, 7 hits, 7 punch outs, 2 walks. The 3-1. Torrey chops this one to third. Kuzman off has it. 2 outs. So tough to elevate that sinker from Ziegler.
Especially if you're a right-handed batter. It's very difficult delivery. Real good look at that. Fox Exmo will sidewinder. Boy, as a right-handed batter, that arm and the ball looks like it's going to go right into your hip. You get a great view how difficult that is. Left-handers obviously get a better look all the way through, but a right-handed batter, very tough to stay in there against that pitch.
Vernon takes down low. 1 for 3 game for Wells. RBI is single in the 3rd inning. Got his 5th RBI. Two 2-0. 7 runs for the Angels here in this game. Season high at home. Remember, the Halos came into this one batting just 198 here at the Big A, 293 on the road. Missed outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
You got to believe Vernon's going to be out there packing 3-0. Because now he's got to try to get a fastball up a little bit higher to throw a strike.
Catches the outside corner, 3-1. Ziegler, long look to Ibar. 3-1 pitch, a strike on the inside corner. And a full count. Ziegler last year 3-7 record with a 3.26 ERA at 64 games for the A's. Three-two pitch. A swing and a miss. Down goes Wells. That will end the inning. No runs. A hit. 1 left on. 6 in the books. Angels still lead at 7-3. Top of the 7th, Angels up 7-3. Francisco Rodriguez back out there for the 7th. He'll face 8, 9, and 1. Kuzminov, Pennington, and Derek Barton. Breaking ball catches the inside corner on Kuzminov. No balls and a strike. Kuzminov will walk and a run scored and a strikeout, so he's 0 for 1. The A's are saying, by the way, on the 14 hits allowed by Brandon McCarthy, as Kuzminov gets jammed here and rolls one over to Amarista. There's out number 1. The most hits allowed by an A's starter since Barry Zito did it at the Coliseum against Tampa Bay on July the 7th, 2003. Now, they've had some pretty good pitching run through Oakland.
A lot of good arms. It's a lot of hits, though.
That is a lot of hits. Francisco getting the first down here to start the 7th. Here comes Cliff Pennington. Fastball is high.
Anytime you take the mound over a number of years, you're going to have games like that. Even though if you make a quality pitch, guys either get an infield hit, flare it in the outfield, then you make a mistake, it gets crushed. The pitcher's been there before.
Pennington flipping one out toward left field. Here comes Vernon Wells to the backhand, makes the running catch, 2 outs.
Boy, good jump on that fly ball. Not an easy play off the bat. With a left-handed batter is talent away from you. When he's playing left center field, runs a long way to make that play almost look routine. 3-time Gold Glover in center field. Now making that adjustment to left field. Different read off the bat, particularly off a left-handed batter.
Derek Barton takes down low. He's 0 for 1. Came out as a pinch runner in the 3rd inning for Coco Crisp. Grounded out in the 5th inning. Francisco falls behind here. 2 balls, no strikes. Looks like Francisco really almost trying to force that pitch to the outside part of the plate. Instead of just letting his mechanics work, getting inside of it, the ball tailing away from Barton, the left-handed batter. There's a strike, 3-1.
Yeah, a lot of times when you try to sink a fastball, you put that pressure on the middle finger to try to turn that over, to have that sink. You don't have to do that. Stay within your mechanics and trust movement at the end.
3-1, line toward short. That will end the inning. A 1-2-3 frame for Francisco Rodriguez. 7th inning stretch time. Here at the Big A, it is 7-3 Angels.
Around him.
We have the history of baseball sitting with us
going in the same chip bowl, eating chips with us. He would tell us stories about Ty Cobb, Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me playing the game of baseball, being able to sit with this guy night after night.
Bottom of the seventh here at the Big A, 7-3 Angels. Good old number 50, Jimmy Reese, one of the greatest guys I've ever come across. He and Preston Gomez, to me, one of the two best guys I've ever been around as a kid growing up in this game.
You're talking about this encyclopedias of baseball and life in general. To talk to those guys, miss them.
No doubt. Sweet mohawk. See, that's legit. If you're going to do a mohawk,
that is a good one.
Go all the way. Not that faux hawk stuff. They're not really digging Buttercup, though.
No.
Oakland's got a new
Not
pitcher.
like you do.
Yeah. Don't I, though? Craig Breslow on the mound now, taking over for Ziegler to win 2/3 of an inning.
Surprised your hamstrings are still together.
So says the guy who has it as his ringtone. Kayaspo, Kendrick Conger here the seventh against Breslow. The first pitch fastball is in there for a strike. This is kind of what Gooby looks like right here. Every time we go to commercial and this song comes on.
Oh, there's no doubt. Why wouldn't you?
Dude is digging Buttercup.
Yes, he is. The foundations.
I didn't even know that. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Was it 60s? That was like your generation.
That's more Norm style back there behind us.
Kayaspo 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a couple of fly ball outs. That pitch is outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Breslow pitching in his 10th game. 0-1 mark of 5.14 ERA, 7 innings, 10 hits, 4 strikeouts, 4 walks. Opponents hitting .370 against the left-hander. Kayaspo chasing that one just below us. It's 2-2. Action in the Angel pen. Fernando Rodney is up and loosening. Pass will get tied up there, goes down swinging. There's out number 1. Hey, the crazy haired troll dolls are back on Saturday, May the 7th. The Angels host the Cleveland Indians at 6:05. All kids 2 to 18 plus Gooby in attendance will receive the Angels troll courtesy of Haichu. To purchase your tickets today, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com. The troll's naked. The troll's naked. Howie Kendrick swings through that off-speed pitch. That's no balls and a strike. Howie 3 for 3, 2 doubles, a single, and 3 runs scored. His 47th career 3-hit game, second this year. This one hammered out toward left field. Going back on it is Connor Jackson. And he makes the catch just shy of the track for round number 2, just out in front of that pitch. Breslow has the first 2 outs here in the 7th.
That's what you want to see out of Howie. Even though it was an out, it still was hit and pulled on that ball. A couple ground ball up the middle, a couple shots to the right field. That swing coming back. Trying to turn that pitch over. Boy, just out in front, but still hit it well.
Circle change, elevated it. Hank Conger takes a fastball up and away. And it's 1 ball, no strikes. Well, your pick to click has worked out today. Conger 2 for 3, couple of singles. Pardon me, 1 single, 1 double, couple of RBIs. Fouls that one back.
And he wanted to add on with that swing. I'll tell you what, on both sides of the plate, he's not get cheated.
Is Breslow throwing the circle change, or is it a Fosh pitch?
Not a circle changeup. He's got that good fastball too, but he accents it with that changeup, same arm slot.
A breaking ball down and in. It's 2 balls and a strike. Didn't quite have that explosion at the end of the circle change. the really good ones that we see. Two balls, one strike here on Conger. The pitch. Conger hitting one out toward right center field. Sweeney and DeJesus. Sweeney comes charging in. I think Sweeney was going to give way to DeJesus, but at the last minute makes the catch. The Angels go down in order. 7 of the books. 7-3 Halo. Runs in line for his second win. Howie Kendrick, a 3-for-4 game, couple of doubles, 3 runs scored. Both the 7, 8, 9 hitters, 5 for 10 with 5 RBIs and 2 runs scored.
Boy, it's a pretty good balance throughout that lineup. We're talking about finally getting those swings back, simplify the approach at the plate.
Touch channeling Rod Stewart right there.
No question.
It's a good dude. Wearing his Titans shirt. Fernando Rodney comes in place of Francisco Rodriguez, who went 1 2/3 and all zeros. Pretty good outing for Francisco. Rodney pitching in his 9th game and trying to get back to where he was mechanically after that first weekend of the year. They've been throwing the ball well, but all of a sudden became very erratic in that series against the Boston Red Sox. First pitch is in there for a strike. I'm talking about specifically the Thursday game, the opening game of the series. The Red Sox won 4-2. Fernando walked 2, hit a batter, struck out a man in his 1 inning of work. A swing and a miss by DeJesus, and it snowballs 2 strikes.
And he got a little bit, his front shoulder was flying open after he made that good adjustment. He started working really hard with Mike Butcher down in Tampa after he struggled there in Kansas City. Mechanics were right back for him, and deception there also with all his pitches, even mixed in a pretty good slider too.
1-2 now. DeJesus, who's grounded out, reached on the fielder's choice, picked up an RBI. He's also scored a run. 0 for 3 game. Breaking the ball in the dirt. Count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow, 4:05 start here at the Big A. It's Dan Herron going for the Angels. Tyson Ross, the big right-hander, going for Oakland. Dallas Braden going with some tightness in his shoulder. So Tyson Ross, he's got some pretty good stuff. We'll get the start, and Fernando has gone to a full count here on DeJesus, the leadoff man to start the 8th. Connor Jackson on deck. He homered back into third, a 2-run shot. Change up and he lost it. So leadoff walk puts a man on for Oakland. And Jackson coming to the plate.
Especially after being ahead of the count 0-2. Finish off the batter at that particular point. Mike Scioscia looking on, thinking, okay, you're late in the game here in the 8th inning. You're up by 4. The only way you allow them back in there is allow base runners. Certainly want to make them swing their way on here late in the game.
That's the 5th time that Oakland has had their leadoff man on in this game. Connor Jackson at the plate. Fernando falls behind again. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, as a pitcher at every level, and particularly at the professional level, you're always taught to get that leadoff batter. If you get that batter out, then even if there's a base hit after that, you're still 1 pitch away from getting through the inning with a double play. And so many things can happen when you have that leadoff guy on, especially if it's a close game. There's hit and runs, there's bunts, there's pressure put on the defense with a leadoff base runner.
Good rip by Connor Jackson there, so it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. A 1-for-2 game with that home run that I mentioned, his first of the year, now with 7 RBIs. He's also picked up a walk and he's grounded out. DeJesus over at first. Off speed, line towards short. Ibar's got it. 1 away. Eric thought about knocking it down and trying to turn that double play. He'll take the out. DeJesus back to first. Here comes Hideki Matsui.
Seen a number of those semi-line drives hit to Ibar in this game.
Matsui in this one, 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the 3rd inning. Off speed. And it's a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes. Hideki is also choppered back to the mound. He's grounded to short. Oakland with 5 hits. The Angels with 14. Let's see, just down in front of that one.
That was a great changeup.
Count is even now at 1-1.
Hideki's thinking fastball way out in front. You talk about getting a hitter to open up that front hip. Turn that pitch over. You think fastball, trying to drive it.
Ball gets away from Conger for a minute. May have hit the home plate umpire, Mark Carlson. It's 2 balls and a strike. And you go back to that last changeup, the previous pitch, great mechanics, follow through and everything. Then all of a sudden you come back with a fastball. You speed up, try to overthrow the fastball, and you almost bounce it out there.
But the one terminology you always hear from Mike Butcher and Mike Scioscia is repeating your mechanics. And that's the important thing, to be consistent in the strike zone. And that's what Fernando has to do.
On the outside corner to even the count. The 2-2. Chopper towards short, could be 2. Ibar takes it himself, fires to first. And the throw is wide. What a play by Howie Kendrick, coming up with it to the backhand. But Hideki hustling down the line, reaches on the fielder's choice.
Well, you would think that was going to be a perfect double play, but Matsui's been running very well here. Well, I think it's almost as if when Ibar stepped on the base, it threw him off just enough. And Howie, a nice job of, as far as he catching that ball. You want to get off the base and make sure that ball doesn't get away at that point.
Odds are Hideki was not going to break for second.
Probably not.
Unless the ball was out of play and he was awarded second base.
He's a veteran.
You got to know when to shut it down. Kurt Suzuki takes a strike. 1 for 2 in this one. Base hit in the second. Picked up a walk last plate appearance. Count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Former Cal State Fullerton product. Just up the road on the 57 freeway. Scuffling out of the road this year in the early going. It's a slow roller to the left side. Teoscar with the bare hands fires to first. They get Suzuki. That will end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. We hit to the bottom of the 8th. Angels still lead at 7-3. Against the Cleveland Indians at 12:35, and in honor of Mother's Day that day, the first 20,000 adults 18 and older will receive a Mother's Day sun hat courtesy of Aquafina. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. Good looking sun hat. New pitcher on here. Jerry Blevins takes over for Craig Breslow. If you want to take a look at the new sun hat and how it might look on you, Gooby's been kind enough to put it on.
It's a good look.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
In case there's some sunshine tonight.
You are straight out from Gone with the Wind. That is a good look. Peter Borges hitting one out to deep left center field. This one's hit pretty good. De Jesus giving chase on the warning track. Dives, can't get it. One hopper off the wall. Speedy Petey on his way to third with his second triple of the game.
Second stand-up triple of the game.
Well, great effort, though, by De Jesus. No chance that once it skipped around. I thought it had a chance to get out of the ballpark. That's a pretty good speed.
That is a 3-for-4 night for Peter Borges. Now with 4 triples on the year. Infield in. And Amarista gives this one a ride out towards center field. It's going to be deep enough. Here comes Borges. Amarista with a sac fly, make it 8-3 Angels.
Oh, what a first game. Amarista get that big double early in the ball game, drove in 2. It's another RBI, sacrifice fly.
Pretty good major league debut. 1 for 3, 3 runs batted in. His first double. Now his first sac fly. Base is clear for Eric Ibar. 2 for 4 game for him. Couple of singles. Stolen base. He fouls off the first pitch. No balls and a strike. This one rolled on the third base side into the dugout. Almost man down going down the stairs there. It might have been Rob Peach, hello, the bench coach. He's trying to be all cool cat and everything, trying to field it, forgot the steps are there. Peach, watch out. Timber.
But he still looked cool.
Yeah, well, that's all that matters. 0-2 pitch. Ibar flipping one out to right. Sweeney and played perfectly. 2 outs. Action in the Angel pen. Jordan Walden is up and loosening. Not a closing situation, but it's been a while since Jordan pitched in a game. He did get up yesterday, played some catch. Jordan hadn't pitched since Thursday. He went 1 inning. That extra inning game against Boston.
It's always important to be able to keep your closer fresh, and obviously you don't want to be overly strong. You overthrow the fastball and you'll get it up in the zone, so that way you can still maintain your mechanics.
Bobby takes a breaking ball for his strike. 1 for 3 game for Abreu. He singled back in the third. He walked in the fourth. He struck out his last time up. Bobby now has picked up 20 walks on the year. Takes that breaking pitch low, and it's a count. Bobby at the start of the day, 2 walks behind Jose Bautista. The Toronto Blue Jays at walk category. Bautista had 21 coming into his game against Texas earlier tonight. As a matter of fact, the Rangers losing to Toronto for the 2nd straight night, 10-3. Matt Harrison has been off to a terrific start for the Rangers. Got knocked around a little bit. Blue Jays making 2 in a row. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1. Other American League scores. Cleveland beat Kansas City 9-4. Baltimore beat Clay Buchholz and the Red Sox 4-1. Seattle over Detroit 7-3. The White Sox beat the Yankees 3-2. Tampa Bay postponed in Minnesota. That pitch is down low, and that's a walk. Is that
might be the
first one ever, right? They didn't have one last year.
I don't think they did.
Target Field in Minneapolis, one of the most beautiful ballparks in baseball.
Well, I'll tell you what, they had a tough winter out in Minneapolis this year. A lot of snow and cold weather. Now they get postponed with some rain today.
Halo is able to pick up a game here on Texas. For the victory here tonight. Torrey at the plate. That pitch in there for a strike. Torrey 2 for 4. Five of the 9 starters for the Angels with multi-hit efforts. Down and in. 1-1. Ibar with 2 hits. Torrey Hunter with 2. Howie Kendrick with 3. Hank Conger with 2. Peter Borges with 3. Torrey shooting one out toward left center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. De Jesus cuts it off. Abreu will stop at second base. Make that a 3-hit game for Torrey Hunter.
Well, you can sense he's coming around right now. I've got that infield hit. All of a sudden, a couple of rockets. Well, you just like that approach. Not a lot of movement. Good lower body shift. Well, he threw that ball real hard in the left center field.
Vernon steps up 1 for 4. RBI base hit in the third. Fouls off the first pitch on the first base side. Derek Bart coming over. Makes the catch. That will end the inning. The Angels stack on a run on a couple of hits. Leave 2 on. 8 in the books. Angels on top 8-3. ability to pause and rewind live games. Visit Angels.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. New pitcher on for the Angels, Jordan Walden, as we said in the 8th inning. Hadn't pitched since Thursday. Comes on, gets some work in. He'll face Sweeney, Ellis, and Kuzminoff as he pitches in his 11th game of the season.
Well, that power fastball, 97 to 99. The amazing thing how he locates that pitch. The 99 mile an hour fastball is generally around knee level. It's when it's up, it's around 97. Very good slider also. And a changeup that he's starting to incorporate a little bit more so, which will make it that much more effective.
Ryan Sweeney takes a breaking ball for a strike. Sweeney's 0 for 2, including a walk. Fastball a little bit high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Fernando Rodney, 1 inning of relief, 1 walk. No hits, no runs. Walden missing outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Tyler Chatwood in line to pick up his 2nd win of his big league career. Brandon McCarthy would take the loss if the score holds. Sweeney out to dead central. Peter Bourjos going back on it. And he'll make the catch. 1 away. Sitting on a fastball right down the middle. Sweeney gives it a ride, but it's the first down here in the 9th. Here comes Mark Ellis, the second baseman.
When you have that 4-run lead, you're afforded or 5-run lead, you're afforded the ability to challenge with the fastball. That ball was hit well, but this time of the night, it's not going to have that much carry. Cool air.
Ellis swinging at the first pitch, grounds one to Ibar. 2 outs. The 16 hits for the Angels tonight matches what they did back on April the 9th against the Toronto Blue Jays right here at the Big A. That was a 6-5 victory in 14 innings.
With some good swings throughout this game. Bourjos, Hunter both have 3 hits. And Marista, what a debut for him tonight. Eric Ibar. And Conger also.
Yep. Alexi Amarista put in that 9th spot in the order. His first AB. Doubled down the left field line with 2 runs batted in. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes on Kuzminoff. The Angels trying to get back to 4 games over 500 with a victory here tonight.
I think he tried to sneak some cheese up. Finish this game out.
0-2. Fastball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Kuzminoff flips one out down the right field line. Torrey Hunter giving chase. Not going to get it. It falls in there and skips by him. Gets a glove on it, and Kuzminoff will stop at second with a double. Unfortunately, Torrey got a glove on it. Otherwise, Kuzminoff perhaps ends up at third base. So it's a 2-out double for Kuzminoff. And that'll keep the inning alive for Cliff Pennington.
And also you worry about, too, with Torrey, with the way that ball checked up on him. He's grass at night here. Slipperier. I'm sure he's healthy on that one. You go over to make the play, and then it skips by him.
Walden delivers a strike on Pennington, who's 1 for 3 this evening. Had a base hit back in the 3rd. Down and away. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Nasty slider. It's 1-2.
Boy, 85.
Trying to backdoor the breaking pitch. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Time is called. Jordan's ready. 2-2. Out toward right, should be playable for Torrey. Light that baby up as the Angels make it 2 in a row against the Oakland Athletics, taking tonight's game 8-3.
Boy, a lot of positives about this game. Tyler Chatwood battled, got his second victory of his career, but Peter Bourjos with 2 stand-up triples. Amarista, what a debut for him. Torrey Hunter swinging the bat. Eric Ibar. So a lot of positives and a big victory, winning 2 in a row for the Halos.
Tyler Chatwood picks up his second win. He's now 2-1.